State Director for the New Jersey Working Families Alliance. I'm also here representing our national partner, the Working Families Power organization. We believe in putting the multiracial working class over the billionaire class to make sure that everyone has a place where they can live and thrive and afford to be. I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest, Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman. Before I bring the Congresswoman up, I was sitting down and I felt also compelled by the energy in this room and the testimonies of those who stood up to also give a testimony. Just yesterday or 2 days ago, it was announced that the U.S. Department of Education would no longer manage the student loan program, and that all of our student loan programs will be moving into the Small Business Administration. That's 42 million Americans in this country have student loan debt, including me. And frankly, I am scared. I am worried that I will log in and look at my payment and it will be ballooned by hundreds or even thousands of dollars with no recourse to get that money back, because the Trump administration and Elon Musk and Tom Kean Jr. are focused on making sure that the for-profit creditors who control many aspects of our student loan system will be able to continue to profit on the backs of people like me. Shame. It is a disgrace what they are doing. They are making sure that they can give money to their friends and their donors. And Tom Kean Jr., we know why he's not showing up. It is because he relied on Elon Musk's PAC to make sure that he can stay in office. It is a disgrace. But I am so happy that we have fearless leaders like Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, who are in Washington fighting for us. For those who don't know Congresswoman Bonnie Watson Coleman, she is serving her 6th term in the U.S. House of Representatives. She's had a long career of public service. She is the first Black woman to represent New Jersey. And she's also chair of the Democratic Caucus Task Force on Poverty, the deputy whip for policy, and a member of the Congressional Progressive Caucus's executive board. She has been a fearless fighter for us, and ever since the Trump administration has taken power, she has opposed the power grab and the illegal federal funding freeze. And just this week, she sent a letter to OPM demanding to know and to ask for clarity on the so-called 5-point bullets that they are demanding from federal workers, when Elon Musk probably can't fill out a 5-point bullet of what he even did today. She is also standing up in every district where Republicans won't show up. She announced on February 27th, if they can't explain their votes, I will go to the districts and explain it to them. And that's why she's here today. That's right. So while we have chaotic and inept leaders in Washington at the levers of government, we have a Congresswoman who's fighting for us. And I'm so glad to be able to introduce her. Thank you so much, Congresswoman Coleman. Thank you for coming today.
I'm so glad that you're calling. Who's here from the 12th Congressional District? All right. Thank you. Who's here from the 7th? Well, to the 12th, represent you. And I hope that with my weekly updates and my daily updates and my face to the camera and my postings and everything else and my monthlies, that you get an idea of what I'm doing in Washington, D.C. on our behalf. And I really did want to come to the 7th, the 4th, and the 2nd in New Jersey, because in this progressive state, New Jersey, in this very diverse state, New Jersey, in this state that has a history of looking after one another, there are 3 members of Congress who think they're not answerable, accountable to anybody but Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and the rest of the sycophants. And we know that's not true. And so, one of the reasons I asked if I could just be here and listen and go last is because I needed to hear also what's on your mind. Who's representing what issues and what interests? So I'm glad to hear from the educators, the rebel rousers, the healthcare workers, the unions, the rebel rousers, and the rebel rousers, and the environmentalists, and the budget accountability folks. And I'm glad to be here with New Jersey Citizen Action and Make the Road, whatever we call it, and every other organization. I guarantee you that I have met with a member of every organization that is represented here. And that is because I believe that when we are elected to be servants. That's right. To serve the needs of the people who need government to work. So I am glad right now that we have gone from a moment to a movement. I look at what Senator Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman are doing across the nation in red states, and 35,000 and 15,000 and 25,000 people are showing up. I look at other states and I see these organic movements where people just are showing up around issues. It might be what they're trying to do to education one day. It might have been what they were trying to do to Medicaid. It might have been Social Security. It might have been something with the environment. It might have been something with climate change. It might have been something with Ukraine. It might have been something with Palestine and Israel. But people are showing up. And we are showing up because we know that from the 21st of January to the 22nd of January, when all of those horrible, immoral, and illegal executive orders were signed into action, that we would not be fearful. We do not fear Donald Trump. And we don't fear Elon Musk. We are people of faith. That's right. We are people that know that this is a country that was created of, by, and for the people, and the power of the people exceeds the people in power every day of the week. That's right. It may have taken us a month or so to catch on, but we know that our collectivity is what's going to set this administration down. What's going to change the complexion, that's the political complexion, of the House of Representatives in a little over a year and a half. But in the meantime, we have things to do. For instance, they voted, and this president signed into law not a continuing resolution, but a funding bill, a brand new funding bill that gave no direction, but just gave numbers. So you can't take $880 million out of, or $880 billion out of commerce and energy without devastating Medicaid, the Supplemental Nutrition Program, and Medicare, and other programs that choose to support those who are in need. You can't cut $200 and $300 and $400 billion out of education. You can't do that without devastating children's education. You can't take money out of healthcare and expect us to be healthy. You cannot take money out of research and preclude the finding of solutions to childhood cancer and female cancer and cancer in men. You can't make us dumber and unhealthy and let us stand there and take it. You can't take our Pell Grants, and you can't delay our Social Security checks. You have no right to make it more difficult for those of us who already have a disability and are on Social Security to be able to make a claim. What we are seeing in this country right now is making us unhealthy and unsafe. What we are seeing coming from this country, looking outward, making our worst enemies our best friends, is making us unsafe. And what we are seeing collectively is un-American, and we're not going to stand for it. We're not going to stand for it. We're not going to stand for it. We're going to stand for dignity and respect of everyone. We're going to stand for the LGBTQ community. We're going to stand for transgender. We're going to stand for the diversity of this country. Whether you're black, you're brown, you speak with an accent, you don't speak with an accent, we will stand up for what is right. And let me just tell you, we have the numbers of people who are going to be affected by Medicaid, Medicare, Social Security, and education in the 7th District and the 12th District. And I'm going to leave this information with you because people have spoken out of a tremendous sense of information and commitment. But the only way that we can be helpful to the judiciary, which, praise God, is standing up right now to Donald Trump and his illegal actions, is for them to also see that we as individuals are reaching out in our communities, and we show up and we speak up and we hold people accountable. And so not only do I need you to do that with your friends, your neighbors, your family members, the folks you go to church with, the folks you go to synagogue with, the church, people you hang out in the, cheers with. I need you also to think about who do you know in other states that you can reach out to. Because it is important that this somewhat blue state, do not take New Jersey for granted. You saw what we did in the last election. We must stand up for New Jersey and for Democrats who have stood up for us. But I need you also to reach out to Florida and Alabama and Mississippi and out in the Midwest, and Wisconsin and Indiana and, even up to Arizona. Just keep on going and keep on going. You know somebody in those states, please. Call them. Speak to them. Ask them, where are you at? What's happening in your neck of the woods? Because we need people to stand up all over this country. When we stand up, we the people for whom this government was formed, then we will ensure that there will be values, dignity, respect, honesty, that people won't be stealing our money to give rich people even more money, that they won't be firing people that they don't have the right to fire, and that they won't be closing programs that are vital to our well-being. I came here today to hear, and I came here to tell you that I've spoken to my colleagues from the 4th, the 2nd, and the 7th about New Jersey. And so they cannot say to you that they didn't hear from Bonnie. They need to hear from you. Because when they hear from you, they know that that directly impacts their votes. And I'm telling you, we need to start working today to replace those 3 people in this state who show no courage on our behalf. Donald Trump is a convicted felon who's already been sentenced, but he didn't get any time. Elon Musk is a white supremacist. Stephen Miller is a white supremacist. Project 2025 is to make this country white again. And that's not talking about us women. That's talking about us straight men. Straight men, you understand? Straight white men. So all the straight white men that are in here today, thank you and God bless you for being with us.